Morning.
Morning.
Take two.
I'm really grumpy today, and I'm just even more grumpy.
I've just made her more grumpy. We're sitting here at the Rose Grove moorings, and it's a nice place to moor. It's a comfortable place to moor. There's not a lot of noise. There's a bit of sort of rumble from the motorway, but not enough to distract you. There's they lock the gates at night, or they close the gates at night, so there's no vehicles moving in and out. So
it's really safe.
Yeah, it's safe, it's secure, it's comfortable, it's not a lot of noise, but for some stupid reason I still twisted and turned and just didn't sleep last night after not really sleeping the night before. So when I got up at 6 a.m., I was like, you know what, I'm going to get up and have an early shower.
Because there's a shower block here.
There's a shower block here. And so I walked over, went and I was like, I'm going to have a nice morning shower. And I discovered that I could turn the dial the wrong way and absolutely scald the hell out of myself. And then in a freakishly fast reaction to try and deal with that, crank it the other way and just freeze myself, which is not pleasant.
Why, when I went to have my shower, I knew exactly what number to dial.
Yeah, I was like, you got to dial it to this exact point. Just get it to that point, and you'll be golden, The door opens, and she goes out, and I'm like, enjoy! And she's just like,
That's not true.
And then just heads on.
People always ask, if we have a shower when we talk about using the shower block. Yes, we have a shower, and yes, we use it. And today we probably would have had enough hot water from the cruise yesterday to shower this morning, but we don't always have hot water, and it's not enough hot water for us both to have decent showers. So you either have to really rush, or you have to turn the shower on and off as you shampoo and stuff.
Yeah, basically at least one of us has to have a short shower.
Yeah.
Or the other one will suffer.
Yeah. So when there's a shower block, we tend to take advantage because you can just have a normal shower.
Yeah.
There's mooring as well. I think there's a CRT office just here, their Burnley office. And there's a gated yard, so it's really secure. We're not on the towpath. It's just pretty nice.
Yeah, it was nice. Could let George out and he'd wander around the little yard here with me chasing him because it was nighttime and I couldn't see what he was doing. So today we're heading on that way. There are still a great number of miles between us and the next 7 locks, I think it is. Yeah, there's another series of locks that's, I think, more than 12 miles away still.
Okay, so we probably will make it to there today.
Probably. There are, however, 4 swing bridges that come up starting at about 4 miles. Okay. So we're going to get up there, and then you're going to get up and walk at least a couple of
I'll probably walk between the first and the second and the third and the fourth.
From there, though, it's just continuing on through these various little industrial towns along the way.
Yeah, see what we find.
Yeah, and trying to make way and progress towards Wigan
before it shuts.
Before it shuts next week.
And also, we're just enjoying the cruising at the moment. It's good for our mental health, and it just feels like what we want to be doing at the moment. So we're just, while we feel like that, we're not going to stop and go slow for the sake of it. We're just going to do what we feel like doing. Yeah,
still kind of a reaction to, I think, the doldrums of lockdown and just wanting to kind of catch up and say, this is where we sort of planned on being, and we're never going to catch up exactly on where we wanted to be.
We're not actively trying to catch up. If we didn't feel like cruising, we wouldn't cruise.
Yeah, but at least to feel that sensation of progress around the system and a sense of new things, and and it has been that, because I've really been enjoying, even as we've come into the more sort of cityfied section in Burnley, I've really enjoyed it.
Alright, let's stop talking.
Love the houses.
Yeah,
all the little chimneys and stuff just going off in every direction, all these row houses. So George is sitting over there ready to get on the boat. We're ready to go.
I might have a nap while we cruise today.
Okay, you nap. Try and get rid of those grumps.
Rose Grove is a district in the town of Burnley in Lancashire, and we're currently heading west on the Leeds and Liverpool Canal towards Wigan. As well as an office at the wharf, it looks like the CRT also have a works yard here. Soon the canal becomes covered in duckweed. It's the middle of August, so I guess it's to be expected, especially in areas where there's little or no flow of water. Duckweed is basically lots of small round leaves that float on the water, and when you get lots of them together they can completely cover the surface, and that starves the water of light and oxygen, causing problems for the wildlife below. It doesn't look that great either, and litter tends to collect on top of it, which makes it look even worse. Under the M65 motorway we go. These are the Knottsbridge long-term moorings, and Michael has slipped the boat in to tick over while we pass. I wonder what Nessie's doing so far away from home. You'll be unsurprised to learn that this is a caravan storage site. Is that like a caravan's version of a non-residential marina? We're about 3 miles out of Burnley now, and we're passing the village of Hapton, another area that grew up out of the Industrial Revolution. There's of course a long history of mills here, and there was a chemical works too that served the textile industry. The canal would also have facilitated the transportation of goods from the quarries and coal pits in the area. That is the view north from the canal towards Padiham. That's the M65 again up there, so it's pretty noisy along here, but the views are a good distraction. The canal's pretty curvy along here, as it follows the contour around Shuttleworth Hill. The canal actually follows the contour for 23 miles between the Barrowford locks and the Blackburn locks ahead. I do hope that weather isn't coming this way. It looks like Altham Bridge has suffered a bit of damage, and it's good to see it getting repaired. What lucky cows these are with such lovely views. This is a rather smart winding hole. There's a few unusual vessels moored along Cloth Bank. It's amazing to think 50 people can fit into these little rafts. I mean, in an emergency, it wouldn't work as a house share in the middle of the Leeds and Liverpool Canal. We're still running parallel to the M56, and you can see a bridge over the motorway over there. What a sad old building. I wonder what its history is. It once had its own swing bridge, but I guess that hasn't been needed for a while looking at the state it's in. After we pass through Foster's Swing Bridge, we pause for a bit so that Michael can go into the weed hatch and clear the prop. We're passing through the Moorfield Industrial Estate, which was formerly the site of the Moorfield Colliery. It supplied coal via the canal to many industries in the east of Lancashire. In 1885, a methane explosion at the pit killed 68 people that were working in the mine. This is Claytonley Moors, and apparently residents were either top-enders or bottom-enders, depending on which side of the Whaley Road Canal Bridge they lived on. Under the motorway once more, and not for the last time today, I imagine. Riley's swing bridge is yet another Leeds and Liverpool Canal swing bridge that defeats me, so I hop back on the boat and take the tiller so that Michael can apply some force to the problem. And then we swap places again, as I had planned to walk from here to the next swing bridge. That's the Peel Bank arm, which is now disused. It was built to serve the Atlas Chemical Works and the Peel Bank Textiles factory. I don't even attempt this swing bridge. Michael pulls over to do the bridge and I drive the boat through. Here the canal skirts around the edge of the village of Church. The planned route of the canal had to be changed to avoid building an embankment across the river here. This is because the Peel family's textiles and printworks factory, which was one of the largest factories in the world at the time, relied on the water from the river, and the embankment would have cut it off. Church is the halfway point of the canal between Leeds and Liverpool. The towpath changes sides at this bridge. The landowners who sold their land for the construction of the canal insisted that this was the case to keep poachers on the far side of the canal and away from their property. Along the offside bank now is a mixture of housing and industry, and there's this lovely old little wharf arm. At the Derelict Warehouse, the canal takes a sharp turn right and we pass under Simpson's Bridge. I love the canal map that's been painted on this ugly old wall. We're passing Ozzle Twizzle, and at first glance I thought these were lime kilns, but I think they're actually old coke ovens from the Aspen colliery. The Duncan Hulg Aqueduct takes us back over the M65. I've lost count as to how many times we've crossed this road today. And this is Rishton, another old coal and textile town. A tramway connected the coal pit to this wharf on the canal. This was another really long day, and we're halfway through the cruise, so I think I'm going to end the vlog here and continue the journey in the next vlog. But before we go, we'll just jump to the end of the day where we'll explain what happened with these swans.
But we had the swans, like we've seen a post because there's a Leeds and Liverpool Canal Facebook group. I'd seen a post yesterday asking for people to look out for these swans. There was 2 parents and 8 cygnets.
Yeah.
A big family. And they'd been spotted covered in oil.
Yeah, oil or fuel or something.
And I knew it was where we were going today, and then we spotted them. So then that led to a phone call to the RSPCA.
Who have the longest answering machine message you could possibly encounter.
Yeah.
But once we eventually, after, 15 minutes and 2 attempts, got through to somebody, left instructions as to exactly where these swans were, because apparently they'd come out looking for them and simply not found them. And
they did look dirty, but they didn't look too bad. And we gave them some food and they ate quite happily, so.
Yeah, there was one adult was definitely like covered in something that darkened all of its plumage quite a bit. The other one was like a little smudgy, but not quite as much. 3 of the cygnets were fouled in some way, but not as bad as the one adult. So it was kind of like, well, one way or another, we should probably call it in. No worries. As they certainly are.
Let's just wait for them to go past. Bye. So I'm kind of glad we pulled over before we met that boat coming.
Yeah.
That was big.
It's a big boat. But they're having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apple cider. There was the 3 cygnets were a little bit smudgy, and the adult was probably the most fouled. So glad we called it in. That was actually after. Was that after or before we came across the randomly floating in the middle of the canal?
I think that was after. Yeah, it was definitely after.
Was it after? Yeah, we came across a Canal and River Trust workboat with like a crane and everything, and I guess somebody like untied it.
But they pushed it a long way because we think we found like where it should have been, because there was loads of like bags of like, aggregate or something. So we assume it was there. Yeah. Well, I say a long way through a bridge hole and down.
Yeah, well, and they either pushed it or it somehow drifted over time or something. But yeah, it's so we reported that one because it was like, well, that's sort of a strange place to see. A full-on industrial plant sitting on a barge, basically.
Yeah, and if it had been like someone's boat, we'd have pulled it in, but like these barges tend not to have like pins on their ropes, and they don't have ropes, they have like little strings, so yeah, we didn't feel inclined to do it, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it was just floating free, sort of 2/3 of the way across the canal. So anyway, we made it past, but that wide beam may not.
Yeah, that's true.
Luckily, it won't get there for 3 or 4 days at the rate that it's moving. So.
And then there was the Pigeon Incident, which was just so random.
So yeah, to find out about the random Pigeon Incident, you'll need to watch the next vlog. And with a cliffhanger like that, I bet you can't wait. So thanks for watching. We really do appreciate you coming along on these cruises with us. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the vlog, it really helps. Comment down below, we do try to reply to all the comments we get. And subscribe to the channel so you can find out what happens with the pigeon.
I proceed to make breakfast, by the way, and totally screwed up because I had the frying pan there with a little bit of olive oil heating up and everything. Turned, came back, somehow hit it with my wrist and flipped the hot frying pan off the stove onto the floor, except for I caught it in midair and I have no idea how.
I'm glad you caught the handle and not the burning.
Oh yeah, right. I'm like, phew, that was stupid, and yet at the same time, pretty cool. It's like I somehow pulled that off.
Anyway,
shouldn't have done it.